welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. This is the Tottenham Hotspur Transfer Special. We've got news, we've got views, we've got opinions. And I'm joined by the man himself, Steve, the Chief Scout. K. How you doing, Steve?
I'm fantastic, Kieran. Very well today. Lovely summer's day. Looking forward to talking about the Spurs. Plenty of new signings, plenty of rumours going about. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Got some exclusives out there that people may not have heard, or maybe a little more deeper news than what people have from the surface.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, there's a few little bits. There's a few things that people may think. They may shrug their shoulders and think it's not true, but I can assure you these things have come from the top people. So yeah. It's definitely worth listening to and keeping with us to the end of the show. That's for sure.
Definitely, and as we know, Steve, people always have their opinion on some of the transfer rumours or transfer news that we come out with. But in the end, it's coming true. I mean, we won't speak about the ones we posted the other day. People said they were nonsense. 2 or 3 days later, the Athletic comes out and basically backs up everything we said. People will then turn around and say, oh, but the Athletic, they speak rubbish. They speak rubbish until they tell you something that you want to hear, and that's the problem.
Yeah, we know a lot of people at the Athletic. We've got a lot of friends at the Athletic. So when we put something up that's connected with the Athletic, please believe us, it's 100% kosher and true. And like you just said, Kieran, as it was proved to be last week. So this week, it'll be the same.
And we will be bringing you more and more exclusive news as we make more friends, which we're doing every day. And for you Tottenham fans, we will be in the stadium or have someone in the stadium now and again doing the match previews and post-match reaction live from Tottenham's football ground. Yeah. So, but no need to wait any longer. Here we go with the Tottenham transfer roundup. All right, Atalanta duo Cristiano Romero and Pierluigi Gollini are set to be the first 2 players signed by head coach Nuno Espirito Santo. Steve, we'll start off with Cristiano Romero, centre back for Atalanta. There's been a lot of rumours. I think he was linked to Liverpool earlier on, halfway through the season. But is that deal looking like it's likely to go through? And what kind of a player is he?
Yeah, he's the centre back for Atlanta. He's big, he's strong, he's very good on the ball. He likes to bring the ball out of the goalkeeper, and that's what Nuno likes. He wanted to buy a big centre half who can play on the ball, and he can certainly do that. They needed to get a good bid going. A good bid has gone in from Spurs, and I expect that this deal to go through. He's an excellent player, and so one of these players who you will see, in August, who's bred for the Premiership. He's big, he's strong, and as we know now, you've got to have a ball-playing centre back in your side, especially the top sides, and he is that, and he will be a great addition to Tottenham's back four, that's for sure.
Yeah, and Pierluigi Gollini, another player, former Aston Villa player. He's had his time in the Premier League, and he looks like he could be coming back.
This one's done. This one's done. I can tell Tottenham fans that you've got a new goalkeeper playing for you in August. Hugo Lloris, great servant, but
he's coming towards the end, isn't he?
He is coming towards the end. He was always liable to make a few mistakes. He made a couple in the Euros, which I thought that he was well capable of doing. But look, he's a great been a great servant. But look, Pierluigi Gollini, this, you've got Tottenham have got a fantastic keeper coming in here. I mean, the paperwork is done. The deal's been confirmed. It's not an actual buy at first. It's a loan deal that's going to be until 2022. And then it will be extended until 2023. And then there will be a buyout option of a £15 million. As you've
That's
already
an odd
said.
contract. It was a two-year loan deal.
It's like a double barrel.
And then a potential option to buy, not even a confirmed obligation.
Yeah. And that's there at 15 million, which is a very, very good, I mean, this guy, I mean, he's great with his feet. Again, just like we was talking about the centre-back Romero just then, this is a goalkeeper who can literally play it out from the back. Very, very Edison-like. As you said, he used to play for Aston Villa. He played 20 games for Villa in 2018 and he joined Atalanta in 2019. He's got an international cap for Italy. He played 118 games for Atalanta. He's a very, very experienced keeper. He's good with a ball. And I'll tell you what, this is an excellent replacement for Hugo Lloris.
Yeah, and at 26 to have all the experience that he has in different countries as well. I mean, getting a player that's previously had experience at Aston Villa and then coming back to the Premier League. I mean, you can't go wrong there. I think he knows what he's doing there, Espirito Santo. And what a deal from Daniel Levy as well. A 2-year loan deal with a 15 million option to buy. So you're basically giving him a trial for 2 years and then you've got to pay 15 million. And if he's that good to want to keep, I mean, 15 million is nothing this day and age for a first-team goalkeeper, especially. No,
there seems to be a lot of players out there. I mean, whether this is something to do with COVID and it's hitting clubs a little bit hard and they have to, accept these offers. There's a lot of 15 million euro, 20 million euro players seem to be going already in this window. And I think there's going to be a lot more that clubs are going to have to sort of,
drop their price range. Yeah. Otherwise, the way I think about it is, look, if you're looking for 25 million for a player now, and clubs are only offering you 15, what would you be hoping for the next season after you've not been able to sell them? You'd snap their hand off at 15. Now, if you don't see them in your first team plan, so they're not going to get much game time in the following season, just sell them for the 15. Because the following season you ain't getting 15 from if they're only offering 15. Yeah. You're going to get 10 or 7. So just take the money. Like COVID's hit everyone and it's extended. It's not gone away. We thought it would have gone away by now, but it hasn't. So you'd have to massively reevaluate your transfer funds and how much you're willing to accept for a player.
There seems to be a trait starting to, domino effect through, especially through the Premiership all over Europe. I mean, we remember last year with Jadon Sancho, and it was like 110, 120 or nothing. He's gone for 70, 75 million in the end.
Yeah.
We was all sort of having a sort of little pop at Man United, but they definitely seem to have come out, with smiling in the end. And other players like, Arsenal's Granit Xhaka, who could go for something as little as 12 million. And we've just mentioned a couple of other players there. And it's a shame, but it's good for the buying club. It's going both ways, isn't it? It's going to be good for the clubs that buy.
Yeah. Bologna CEO Claudio Fanucci has admitted that Takehiro Tomiyasu could join Tottenham if they pay the right money. If he expresses that he said if he expresses he will go to the Premier League and Tottenham will respect our request, we'll see. So it's a deal we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, potentially happening. Is that likely to go through? Is Tottenham still pushing for that one?
Tottenham want this guy. Again, he's another very good player. Nuno's he's known for picking up this type of player.
The gems, the unknowns, the players that other clubs aren't after until they've joined his teams.
Exactly. You've only got to look at Wolves and the players that have come through there who are now international footballers who are now worth, who people are touting them at 50 millions and 60 millions pounds and wanted by the top clubs, Man United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man Cities. It just shows you how good Nuno is at doing these type of deals, and this guy is another one. But it's what you said, they're doing the right thing. They're respecting the club's wishes. They've said that if they pay the right price, he will go. And at the moment they're in talks, and everything's on the right path. I can't be saying that he's definitely going to go, but I think if he does go, it will be to Spurs, and if not, he'll be staying.
All right. Tottenham are close to agreeing, or have they agreed, a deal for Spanish winger Bryan Gil, which will see Eric Lamela potentially go to the club, to the Liga club. How far advanced is the Bryan Gil deal?
This is done. He will be a player. He will be a Spurs
tricky player. Winger, cultured winger, some would say.
Very, very versatile. Can play in a multitude of positions. He can play on the left. He can play on the right. He can even play as a false nine when needed. He's only 20 years old. He's your typical Spanish footballer. Your typical. We've seen Spain in the Euro 2020s. We've seen that the young, the way the Pedris pass the ball. This guy is very, very similar. A little bit like Ferran Torres. If I had to pick someone, very, very similar to him. Great deal, I think. This. I mean, they talk of giving him Eric Manella, who I'm not a great fan of, but he's gone. I think getting rid of him's a good thing. He seems to be happy with going to Seville. The contract, I mean, that's done. I mean, be till 2026, and what it will be 25 million plus Lamela. So that's another good move for Spurs. And this kid is an excellent young talent. I mean, not very Spanish when you look at his name, Bryan Gil.
Yeah,
it sounds like he's from down the road. but it's definitely again that Nuno's done his own work again here.
Yeah. Definitely a player to keep an eye on. We'll be having Jerome, the player profile expert, doing a little piece on him by the end of this week, and it will be out maybe on Sunday. So yeah. Watch out for that. Tottenham are set to take their rivalry with Arsenal to another level, as the 10 Sport are reporting that they're both going to battle it out for the services of Lyon midfielder Hossim Aouar. Lyon, along with Lille and a few other of the middle S to top clubs in France, struggling. Probably to do with the TV rights, losing all that money previously. I know Uber have taken over the league in terms of ownership rights. However, these clubs are still struggling, and it looks like they have to sell some of their top assets for less money than was thought due to the COVID pandemic. More transfer rumours on Danny Ings to Tottenham, Steve. It seems like Southampton, the stories with Danny Ings in general being touted to other clubs aren't going away. I've not heard anything on him actually signing that deal that we're trying to pin him down to towards the end of last season. So they haven't. So it looks like he's probably speaking to other clubs. Do you see him leaving in the summer? Is Tottenham one of them places you see him going?
I see him 100% leaving in the summer. As you said, you just mentioned he's still not signed that contract. and it doesn't look like he's been offered another one after refusing the one that he's been offered, as far as I know. Tottenham are interested in him. They've had talks with his agents, just fleeting talks, nothing major, because, which we'll probably come into a minute, we're still not 100% on what's happening with Harry Kane, and Danny Ings is not going to go to Tottenham to be a number 2 striker. That's for sure. Again, Manchester City have also been interested, but I see it, the situation being the same as the Spurs thing, that if you went to Man City, maybe he wouldn't be the number 1 striker.
And at 28, he doesn't want that. He wants to to move to a bigger club and to be the main man there, which you can't blame him. He's sat on the sidelines at Liverpool for a few years. He had bad injuries there. He's finally got out of that. He's getting regular game time, and he's getting called up to the England squad. So you could completely see why at this age now, this is essentially the big contract, the big move. With 12 months left on his current deal, he's got a little bit of room to manoeuvre. So clubs are interested, but it's a lot of the big clubs want him as the other guy, and I think he's better than that. I think he needs to be the main guy at whatever club he goes to next.
Yeah, it is. You look at other clubs and you think, well, who could he be a main striker for? Could he be? I mean, we say maybe Arsenal would want someone of better quality, but can Arsenal get someone of better quality? Is the big question there? And would Danny Ings be a good, a good player to bring in for his Premiership experience? I don't know. It's not ideal, but I do like Danny Ings. Looking at other clubs, you look at your Evertons, don't you? And you look at clubs like this. I personally think West Ham would be made for Danny Ings. I think he would be fantastic at West Ham. He would lead the line now. They're playing in Europe next season. I mean, I'd be surprised if I was the owners of West Ham, I'd be definitely taking the punt on Danny Ings.
Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a very good shout. But while Harry Kane is still at Tottenham, Danny Ings, you don't see him going there then?
I don't. I not at the moment, but we don't know what's going on with. I mean, with Harry Kane, it's he's on a holiday at the moment. We're unsure of what he wants to. Well, we're not unsure. We know he wants to.
You know where he wants to go, Man City.
Yeah, but we're hearing things from Nuno in press conferences that says the contrary, or if you're Harry Kane on holiday and you're listening to what Nuno's having to say, if it was me on a personal basis, I'll be having words with Nuno when I come back, because he's literally saying, look, you ain't going, Harry Kane. When he comes back, I want you committed to the team, and he wants him to improve.
That's got to be a bit of a. That's got to be a bit of a.
That would give me the ump.
It would give me the ump, and I can see what Nuno's doing. He's trying to stamp his authority. He's basically saying, look, I'm the new guy here, and you've got a contract here. So until I say you're going, you ain't going. However, Daniel Levy, who, I feel like he's being a bit sneaky here, because surely we all know he's had words with Harry Kane and said, give us one more year. He gave you that year, and I feel like he gave everything. And actually, he did actually he upped his game even more than when most people think he couldn't. Yeah. But it's a tough one, because you say to keep a player against their will, but he signed a contract. But if you said to a player that give us one more year, you gave him that year, and then the next year you get a new manager, the manager says you ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry, my toys are coming out of that pram.
Yeah, and mine as well. I'm
stamping my feet. I am stamping my feet, because that wasn't the negotiation. That wasn't what we spoke about.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes you understand why people get annoyed and players get annoyed because he has given Spurs everything. No one at Spurs can ever deny, no fan can ever deny that Harry Kane hasn't given, 100% and some to the club. And if what we've heard is that Daniel Levy said he could leave, if he's going to come back and he's going to hear this, like you said, you're going to be wanting to have words. And look, we've just mentioned some players that are coming in, and they're good players, and they're players that you just said. Nuno's trait is finding these good players and making them into stars. But for me, these ain't keep Harry Kane players.
No.
Signings.
Yeah, that's not a game changer.
Yeah, it's not like they're bringing Neymar in or something, or they're bringing, I don't know, the top star, and they ain't bringing the Chiesa in, or they ain't bringing Barella in, or do you know what I mean? They're not bringing in someone of massive world quality. These are, in a couple of years, they might be good in the Premiership, and Harry Kane's not got no couple of years, and if he stays, I don't know. I feel sorry for him, and I don't think they'll get the best out of him. I just don't think they'll get the best out of him. And as I said, these ain't statement signings to say, well, look, we've got Harry. I can't see him. I'll be amazed if he stays. Really, if he does stay, he's stupid.
Yeah, I think for the good of Harry Kane in his career, like, he seriously needs to win something. He needs to move on and go to a club that's winning things. And Man City for me is that club. I mean, he's a player that can play at any club in the world. So why would you not go to the best clubs in the world?
Yeah. And to be honest, if you're a manager, why, you want the best for players, surely. I mean, I know you want them to play for your club, but surely at the end of the day, you think, I was a player once. Do you know what I mean? He's 27, 28.
And what
am I going to keep him against his will?
Well, what you've also got to think is how many clubs don't have Harry Kane? How many clubs don't have Harry Kane and finished above Tottenham? Harry Kane have got Son and Kane. They've got a solid team. They had Gareth Bale, Højbjerg, great season. Ndombele. They've got a quality team. But is Harry Kane the only player who could score goals for Tottenham? No, he's not. Is Harry Kane going to make a difference? Has he made a difference at Tottenham? Yeah, he's put them where they are now. But he's been a servant to them. He's done a lot for them. Champions League finals, consistent Champions League every year for however long. Top goal scorer in the Premier League. Like you're not giving him the other services to take your club up there. Levy's holding them back. If I'm honest, he doesn't put enough money in,
and that's poor.
Yeah, it's poor. Like look. Pochettino got him to a Champions League final. Yeah, Tottenham. You wouldn't even think Tottenham would get into a Champions League final 5 years ago. Yeah, it wasn't even a thing. No way. Not even in a conversation. He got them to a Champions League final, and they brought one player in, and he didn't just want one player, and he had to fight tooth and nail to get that player. Yeah, and that's the problem. Yeah. That shouldn't be the relationship between the owner or the chairman and the manager. That you're getting this team above where they should be. But Levy managed to, for me, Levy or whoever he's great at spin. It's like Dominic Cummings. He is great at spin. How is it that he managed to a couple of years ago bring in no players when Tottenham finished second in the league? The following season he brought in no players, and then the press and pundits are talking like, well, if Tottenham can't bring in a player that's better than what they've got, what's the point? Huh? When was that ever a thing? When was that ever a thing? Yeah, you spun that argument completely. And the same as when they got rid of Pochettino. Apparently, it's Pochettino took us as far as they could. Now that is a message that comes from above. That is not a message that came from fans. No way. Because that guy took Tottenham to where they were consistently. So the point where you're criticising where you're getting, your point where you're criticising the man that got you where you are in a Champions League final because he tried to start your best player. Like that's a hindsight thing. Yes, he maybe been wrong starting Kane over the team that got him to the final. But come on, seriously, like if he had another option, he would have played it. Yeah, but he didn't. Yeah. So I think you should just look closer to home sometimes. And I think Levy's the guy that's the problem in my opinion.
I don't think there's a Tottenham fan out there that won't wish him all the best and thinks that he should leave. Not a proper Tottenham fan, not someone who knows their stuff. And you know, they would say, come on, you know, we've been in a situation where players have left and okay, you get annoyed, but really, you know why.
And think what they could do with 150 million in this current climate, or 120 million in this current climate. If they were to get 120 or 100 for Harry Kane, you can go out and buy one of the best up-and-coming strikers in the world for about 30 or 40 million. Because you're not... No one's getting 70 million for an unknown. No one's getting 70 million for an could be. You're getting 70 million for a known. When you're paying 70 million and these prices now, 100 mil or 80 mil, 50, 60, it's an established player. When you're talking to 30 mils to 20 mils now, you're getting this kid. I like the look of him. He could be a serious player. Like, you've got a good one here, and there's plenty of them around.
Probably get a Patrick Schick for about 30
I was just about
million.
to say a Patrick Schick. You know, probably get a Patrick Schick. This is what I mean.
You know, young player. You know, in a few years' time, he's the type of player Nuno would like. Very similar, I would have thought, to someone like Jimenez.
Exactly. How much would you get Jimenez for now?
Not a lot.
Exactly. He's been out for a season, facial injury, a season less on his contract, and they were trying to scrape 100 mil for him when there was no COVID. Yeah. Like, slash that in half and a bit more. Like, go and get him. Like, and these are the things. Don't bother going and trying to get a Dominic Calvert-Lewin because Everton are going to want big money for him because Everton don't need the money because they've got a very rich owner. Yeah, so they don't need that money. But I think someone like that, Jimenez, someone like that, Patrick Schick, if you want that type of striker, or go out and get Danny Ings, or show Danny Ings that he could be part of a squad with a Patrick Schick and a so and so. If you think you need two for the one. Yeah.
Just like, what's your question? Like, sort of, we haven't done this. We've done Arsenal, and we've done Man United, but we've never asked a question. Where do you think Tottenham will finish the next season without Kane?
It depends who they buy. It just depends who they buy. That's the thing. I saw what they did with the money with Gareth Bale previously, and I don't think they'd do that again because I think they went out and bought 10 players to replace Bale with, and not one of them was any good. So that don't work. They've only just been able to get rid of one of them that they got in to help replace Gareth Bale, and that was Eric Lamela. And look how he turned out. I think they spent 40 million on him, and he's one of the most bang average players I've seen that cost double figures. Like, it's astounding how average he's been since Tottenham bought him.
Hello.
So I don't know where they come. I don't know. I ain't got a clue. On another question.
Hello.
Can you not hear me?
Shit.
Oh, well, we've had a little bit of a technical malfunction, but we'll get Steve back in the pod straight away. And here he is, Steve K. Can you hear me?
Hello. I'm back.
All right, sweet.
Don't know what. playing around with the internet. Do you know what? The reason why I asked the question was because, like, even with Harry Kane, I still don't think they're making Champions League. So,
no, that's the thing. Look, I've said many a time. I think you don't go for top four anymore. Look at the teams that got to the top four. You got a team that won the Champions League. You got a team that was classed as one of the greatest teams of all time. You got Man United, who's just added Jadon Sancho to their team. And you've got Man City. So what of four of those teams are going for top four? They're not. They're going to win the league. So if you're going for top four, you're going to win the league. No one under that. Them top four have a current squad that is good enough to win the league.
No,
none of them. Not one of them. And none of the other ones below them are acting like they want to go and win the league. The teams that are in the top four are thinking, do you know what? We need to add to this. We can't rest on our laurels. We can't sit there and stagnate because other teams will catch us up. And if they didn't buy this season, other teams would catch them up. It would need, personally, in my eyes, it would need another season of them doing nothing for the other teams to fully catch up. But they can't take that risk. So Chelsea will go out and buy the players they want. Man United have already started buying in. Liverpool, I mean, they're the ones that are kind of on the edge because I ain't seeing them buy anyone, and they're kind of messing around. Like
they was like this last year, though. They was like this last year, the same,
and look what happened.
And then all of a sudden, bump.
Yeah, but still, was that enough? They just about scraped top four. They was unlucky with injuries, but. It just about scraped top four.
If I'm Daniel Levy, I'm looking at the coming season. I'm sure Tottenham fans that are watching the show, I'm sure you're going to what I say is that if you're Daniel Levy, you're looking. Look, we're not going to win. We haven't won the league with Harry Kane, you know. So what's going to make? Why are we going to win it with him next year? Why don't we just? Which I've said for the last couple of seasons now, sell him, get some good money, get some good individuals in certain areas, and you know, and turn your team around that way because there's no, you know, as you said, are they going to challenge for Champions League next season? I don't think so.
No, I don't think they are. I think that right now the current Champions League. Four that are occupying those four spots, I see them getting in them four spots again because they're all title contenders and they ain't gonna mess around. They're all gonna go for that again. I don't know what Liverpool are gonna do. So, like I said, I think Liverpool are the ones that are. If they don't buy, they could be caught up. But by who? Who's consistent enough? Who's really buying in? Who believes that they can push for that top four?
They're crafty, Liverpool. Liverpool are crafty.
Yeah, they are crafty.
I think they're after I would never believe anything I read as Liverpool. I'd always look into that a little bit deeper into. And I certainly won't believe anything Klopp ever says again.
Yeah,
what he was coming out last year. I mean, personally, with my team, I'll be happy that we just get in Europe. That's my thing for the season.
And good luck with that one. All right. Dele Alli. Could Nuno Espirito Santo revive his career, do you think? Do you think this is another opportunity for Dele and potentially last chance for Dele Alli?
I think that's a great shout, actually. I think this is someone who I think, you know, Nuno could pull aside and get Dele Alli back. Dele Alli was when he first came to Spurs, which, you know, was one of the best midfield players in the football in the Premier League. I mean, Airy, when I used to watch him play, we used to play against my side. I was scared of him. I don't know what's happened to him. He seems to have. He was pushed out the side by Mourinho. You know, it looked like he just wasn't his type of player. You know, if you're not Mourinho's type of player, then you might as well just give up. You know, and Winks, who I think is another one. You know, he could be on like a similar lines to Dele Alli. I think both of those two players could, you know, really could, you know, get back to their old form again. Dele Alli, when he's on it, is a great player. Really great player. And
He is. He is. Yeah, according to 90 Minutes, newly appointed manager Espirito Santo has requested the club to sign Matthew Hope of Schalke, the US international. Any news on that one, Steve?
Yeah, just they've had like they've had sort of fleeting talks again. They've asked about him. This kid is one of the players for the future. Schalke don't want to keep selling their players. They sell too many as it is. They've had some great players come out of Schalke, and he scored 6 goals last season. He's 20 years old. He's very quick. He's very, he's very. He can get in with the head on the. He's a quality player, and Schalke, I can't see them keeping him, but yeah, it's one of the ones that really buys on. But he's a very good player.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for that. Josip Iličić has been offered to Tottenham apparently. Real deal or just paper talk?
No, it's a real deal because it's the chairman has been quoted saying so.
Mm-hmm.
This is another Atalanta player. I don't know if their new sporting director Fabio Paratici has got a little link to Atalanta or not, but he's sort of raiding them or seems to get on very well with them. He's a player that they could be adding to their squad at the next season. He's been offered to Spurs, who said that Iličić has been an excellent player for us, but we would be open to moving him on. We have offered him to Spurs as part of a deal for players, but we would be willing to take a buy if the offer is right. He's a good player. He's not been great over the last. But he's a Slovian. He'd be good in the Premiership. He scored 56 goals in 149 appearances for Atalanta, and yeah, he seems to be one of these ones that again it may all revolve around Kane, but I don't think Spurs fans would be too happy with having Mr. Iličić as their number one striker.
Especially considering I think it was he 33, is he? 30?
Yeah. That's probably I'm trying to get rid of him now.
Yeah, he's born in 1988. I mean, there's not even many of them players around anymore that are born in the 80s. It seems mad me saying that, but yeah, it's the truth of the matter. They're all young. They're all in the 2000s, late 90s now.
Yeah.
Which is nuts.
Yeah. Well, the owner's chancing his arm. He probably wants to
get him off the books.
He sounds like he might be on a big lot of wages, but it seems I don't know if Atalanta are a bit cash at the moment, but they seem to be getting rid of a lot of players, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Their players are getting linked all over the place. Renato Sanchez a realistic target for Tottenham this summer? Could they be pushing for Renato Sanchez?
They want to. I think they want too much money. Spurs have inquired about him as soon as the Euro 2020. I mean, he had a fantastic Euro 2020, and Nuno was asking about him and wanting to bring him. He again. He's another. He reminds me of a Nuno player. He fits the bill, and I think he was Spurs. But they're talking 55s. They're talking 60 millions. I think that may be a little bit out of Spurs' reach. And do they need a? They probably do, but probably not at that amount of money.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think they might have added an extra 20 million to that after the Euros, because as I said, there's a lot of teams in France that are desperate for money. They need money to survive. to bring in players to replace these players on higher wages or potentially with good transfer values. So I think they might be pushing the boat out a little bit there to try and get that little few extra pennies, especially off the back of the Euro tournament that he had.
Yeah. And there's a little bit of outgoing news. Eric Dyer is from Newcastle, which makes a bit of sense considering that Spurs have already got another centre half in, and they are looking at another centre back as well. Steve Bruce has been inquiring about Eric Dyer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would be moving on as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think he needs a new challenge. He needs a team. Eric Dyer's not a bad player. I just think he's quite limited in some aspects of his game. You don't get that many England caps for being a rubbish player, and he's versatile. He can play in midfield or he can play in defence. So I think someone like Newcastle would be a good move for him. Anyone around mid-table to even a team like West Ham, but I think he needs to move on from Tottenham.
Do Tottenham players go to West Ham?
Yeah, fair point. I mean, football's different nowadays, Steve. We've seen players go all over the place, and we can't believe it. We still can't believe some of the players that have left our club and gone to other clubs, which we called rivals.
Yeah.
News on Gareth Bale coming back to Tottenham next season. Is that still on the go?
No, he's not coming back.
Okay.
Gareth Bale's will be going to. He's got 1 year left on his contract with Real Madrid. He won't be moving because his agent Jonathan Barnett has said that he's not moving on, which is not surprising. Because it's Gareth Bale, so he'll probably sit around. He'll probably play some golf. Getting some team photos with his golf clubs, and he'll probably to somewhere in America or China or somewhere like that next season. But Ancelotti
not be able to get something out of him. Is this really hate for the club? Is Ancelotti may be able to get some life out of Gareth Bale?
If you're Ancelotti, you're thinking about it. You're thinking,
yeah, of course I am.
I've got to get him in there, and
of course I'm thinking that 100%. I'm thinking, oh, this is a freebie here. This is like a player this is like a new transfer. Give me 1 year. Give me the best year of your life. I'd give him the biggest hype talk. I would gas him up so much and get one good season out of Gareth Bale if I was Ancelotti.
Yeah. I'd like. I mean, he must be thinking it's Christmas really, because he's got Odegaard coming back. That's not there. Yeah. He's got Bale. As you said, he's
rejuvenated. Look at the end of the season that he had with Tottenham.
As you said, Ancelotti's probably, if any manager can, that pep talk to tell him he's the world's best and he's better than Ronaldo is, and who's Ronaldo and all that. I think what's more going to be looking is, how tell Martin Odegaard he's not an advertising tool. That's going to be a good one.
Yeah,
that's going to be an excellent one. But that's another club and another show. But you got to get him in there, haven't you?
Yeah, you do. You got to find a way. You got to get him in there. Last question: is Levy going to give Nuno Espirito Santo, and this is for the Tottenham fans that watch this as well, is Daniel Levy going to give Nuno Espirito Santo the funds he needs to take Tottenham into the top four or challenging eventually for the Premier League?
No, I don't think he's going to. I think he'll get. If Kane goes, he'll give him the Kane money. But to challenge into the top four, I'm going already by the signings that he's already made. Nuno. It tells me that Levy ain't giving him the money to go and buy the 40 million and the 50 million pound player, because this goalkeeper, he was either the lone guy who's got two back-to-back loans, and you know that's sort of quite a cheapy deal. You know, they've got the new Spanish kid who, you know, again cost only 25 mil. You know, I think if you know, these are players I can see in the Tottenham team starting next season. Certainly will be starting. So I can't see him saying, well, look, there's 150, which I think is what he'll probably need, because the defence, you know, the at the back there, and they probably need another. Midfield's not too bad. They've got Lo Celso, they've got Mbele, and they've got Højbjerg. You know that, and they've also got Harry Winks to come in at the back and through there. Up front, I think they're going to have to sort themselves up front. You know, come in and take Gareth Bale's place. I'm assuming as the winger, to play on the left or play on the right. And Son would obviously be on the other. And then there's that big gap in the middle there, isn't there? Is it Harry Kane or is it someone else? I don't think he'll give him any more money. I just think he'll give him to obviously, hopefully, get a replacement for Kane, which Tottenham fans will be hoping is a big striker and not players like Iličić. Would they be satisfied with Ings? Would they be satisfied with Ings? I don't know. I think he could do a job. I don't know. It's a difficult one.
It is a difficult one.
How do you
replace the man who's been one of the top goal scorers in the Premier League for the past 5 seasons? It's a very difficult one. All right. Tottenham fans, hopefully you enjoyed the transfer special. Steve, thank you for joining us tonight.
Been a pleasure, mate.
And make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Make sure you share it with people. Let them know we are the best transfer channel on YouTube. And we're only going to get bigger and better. People, thanks for joining us. Peace out. Stay safe and wash your hands.